But the fighting spirit of the Georgian military and headhunters from other countries didn't remain for long. The 58th Russian Army took the side of the Ossetians, and the Georgian army fled cowardly, throwing away their documents, arms, NATO-packed lunches, and peacekeeper stripes. The shortest funny story is that Georgian is a warrior. Comrades, Georgians are good soldiers. We will come to check them. The 71st Guard Motor Rifle Regiment. Because of the ambitions of Mikhail Saakashvili and his puppets, not only South Ossetia suffered, but Georgia as well. If earlier, despite all confrontations, Georgians and Ossetians could live in neighboring villages, now Georgians from South Ossetia have no home to return to. Their houses in Ossetian territory were burned down. However, women and children from these houses didn't suffer. We remind you that Georgia evacuated them from the dangerous territory on the 5th of August, 3 days before the assault on Tsinval. Georgians left these villages not because of the Ossetians' attacks, but as a result of the military operation launched by the Georgian side. To all appearances, they left everything in their houses because they were going to return with a victory, and then most likely to drive the Ossetians out. Men from these villages participated in killing Ossetians. These two-faced people, who sold tomatoes and cucumbers in Ossetian markets, took up arms and went to kill their neighbors whom they knew. That is a fire. But it was them who taught us to do it. They taught us to burn houses down as early as in 1992. As early as 2005, the Georgian Interior Ministry issued about 200 automatic assault rifles to Georgian villagers. The rifles were hidden till the moment when the order to start a fratricidal war would come from Georgia.
Вот здесь, значит, журнал выдачи гражданскому населению.
This is a journal for registered weapons given out in Georgian villages which were under Georgian control. It was in the region under Sanakoyev's administration. There are about 1,000 units of weapons, automatic assault rifles and machine guns. Look at it, please. We translated it. This is a receipt. I, Archil Arsenovich Gogidze, a resident of Gorisky region, Tamarasheni village, signed this document that I have to take care and be responsible according to the law for damage or loss of this automatic assault rifle AK-47 given me by Kurtinsky Internal Affairs Department of Georgian MVD. The receipt was written by me, signature 1304-2005. The originals are here. Here they are. So it means that actually all grown-up men were armed. And today, when we are told that we should permit refugees to return, of course we will solve this problem. But taking into account that there are no guarantees that these people didn't participate in combat operations and their hands are covered with blood. Georgian peacekeepers also proved to be two-faced people. We were shown trenches and fortifications above Eredvi village that Georgian soldiers began to make 3 weeks before the attack on Tsinval. Here you can see the direction of the fire. Villages Dminisi, Kokhati, Sarabuki. Do you think that nobody noticed the 3-week fortification construction work? No. But responsible international operations didn't give a damn about an imminent deadly threat to Ossetia. When Georgia brought tanks here, the OSCE came as well as European observers. That is, maybe they came, looked at all this and went away, and then all this construction began. But then, no European observers came. Each fortification, each dugout, each fortified trench, and each cavern. We knew about everything and spoke about this, and there wasn't any reaction. Later, ripped-off stripes of Georgian peacekeepers were found at the place of the fortifications. It was Georgian peacekeepers who shot civilians. But when it was getting really tough, they dropped all this evidence, Ukrainian morphine and the NATO-packed lunches, and left their emplacements. There were Georgian peacekeepers near this road. The peacekeepers were laying there, and they were firing. Peacekeepers? Yes, of course, they were shooting. Who else? Later, they had NATO uniforms, helmets, automatic assault rifles, boots. Complete NATO uniforms. But the part the USA played in this conflict was the most important and fatal for South Ossetia. The United States stuffed Georgia with weaponry, advisors, instructors, and mercenaries. There was a joke in the Caucasus that George Bush had confused Georgia, a state of the USA, and the Republic of Georgia, because in English, they're called the same. And as Chekhov wrote, if there was a gun on stage, it surely would shoot. As far as I know, at least 127 advisors from the U.S. Defense Department were working there. On August the 7th, exactly the same day when Georgia launched its attack, large-sized joint American-Georgian military exercises had just been held. About 1,000 American soldiers had taken part in these exercises. Apropos, it had a distinctive name, immediate response. So Georgians, trained by American colleagues, immediately made use of their recent training. Saakashvili's regime and his sponsors prepared not only a military invasion of Ossetia, but also an information war. After the Russian army forced back the Georgian aggressors, Western politicians fanned up Russophobia.
Russia has damaged its credibility.
U.S. presidential nominee Senator McCain went so far as to put Georgians in the Red Book.
So why we should care about the conflict between Georgians and the Russian army? Georgia itself, my friends, had a long and remarkable history. It was a 4th century convert to Christianity, one of the first nations on earth.
It is easy to explain McCain's rhetoric. The U.S. presidential post is at stake. Despite of the all-out economic crisis in America, it's worth fighting for this post till the end, even if it'll be the end of one small republic. Before the West lowered the boom